I'm not really good on the phone. This is what agents tell me when I ask, why aren't they converting more leads? Good news, being a follow up master, converting tons of appointments, they have nothing to do with your phone skills. You can become a true master in the next 5 minutes if you understand what the prospect on the other end of the phone wants and then position yourself to get it for them. I'm Chris Jones, founder and CEO of Gorilla Realty. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you something we discovered a few years ago that took our real estate business from the brink of failure to listing 114 homes the following year. By the way, I do a full 1 hour training on this exact topic entitled Raw Lead Conversion, and it comes with a full download of all the tools and resources I mentioned in this video, plus more. And you can get the training for free. All you have to do is like this video, share it with a friend, and then comment shared below, and I'll send you a private link directly to the training. Here's what I'll cover in the next few minutes. Lesson number 1, why phone skills don't matter. You don't really need to be good on the phone. Instead, you need to understand what buyers and sellers on the phone really want and then deliver it to them in a non-threatening manner, and it'll make you irresistible. Then in lesson number 2, I'll teach you how to be perceived as valuable. I found 3 key sources of value, and every buyer and seller on earth wants at least one of them. In this lesson, I'll show you what they are. And finally, lesson number 3, one simple tweak that you can use to triple your appointments. I'll show you one tiny change you can make to your standard follow-up call that will instantly triple the number of client appointments you're getting. Lesson number 1 is simple. Your phone skills don't matter. Now, I may be overstating things a little bit. Certainly, it's worth it to put in the time and effort to become better on the phone. However, what I'm getting at is that I've met people who are great on the phone, relational, personable, who never book any appointments. Meanwhile, I've also met people who are terrible on the phone, stutter, stumble all over themselves, and yet book loads of appointments. And the reason why is that ultimately your phone skills don't matter. What matters is that you understand what your buyers and sellers on the other end of the phone are looking for. And if you can understand that and position yourself in a way to help them get that, then you'll be booking loads of appointment. So what I want to walk you through in lesson number 1 is basically just explain what it is that buyers and sellers are looking for. So when you get a new lead, and we classify any lead as a name and a phone number of somebody that we know is buying or selling. And on average, they're going to be under contract in the next 70 days. That's according to NAR. That's the data. So if you have a name and a phone number of somebody that we know is buying or selling, or both, then when you get them on the phone, don't go in with the mindset of trying to discover whether this person is a quality lead or not a quality lead. Instead, go in with the mindset that you're going to help them get what they want. Okay. Now, let's just think about this for a moment. What does a buyer want? Okay. A buyer wants, first of all, to be left alone, right? We are deep in the internet age where information has been completely decentralized. And every buyer that I meet wants to conduct most of their search on their own without being pressured by some pushy or sleazy realtor, right? So don't be that. Instead, recognize that they just want to have a high-powered search, right? That's what every buyer wants, right? They want to move forward on their process of searching for housing, right? Another thing that every realtor or every buyer prospect wants that they don't necessarily know that they want is they want to be pre-approved, right? So we know that they want help with their search. We'll talk about this in the next lesson. We know that they want to be pre-approved. And not everyone knows that they want to be pre-approved, but they do. And the reason why is that eventually, as their search progresses, they're going to find a home that they're in love with. And if they're not yet pre-approved, oftentimes they'll miss out on that property because they weren't in a position to put in an offer quickly and they were beat out for it. And so we always recommend that every buyer that we talk to, and I'll show you in the next lesson how to do it in a non-threatening manner, but we offer them help getting pre-approved, right? And I'll show you how we do it. I'll show you how you can do it, but you want to offer them help with their search, offer them help getting pre-approved, but that's what every buyer is looking for. Now let's talk sellers. Every seller that I've ever talked to, ultimately, they want to know what their home is worth and what it would sell for in the next, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you name it. Okay. Now, not every seller knows that they want this information, but they still want it. Right. In fact, sometimes I'm not even remotely considering selling right now. And sometimes I'm like, I wish some expert would come along and tell me exactly what my home is worth so I didn't have to do my own CMA. Okay. This is valuable information to know what your assets are worth. Right. So every person that we found that's buying, remember 54% of them are also going to be selling. When we know that they're going to be selling when they eventually upgrade, downsize, relocate, whatever, when we know they're going to be selling, we want to offer them a price opinion, right? Now, in order to offer them a great price opinion, you've got to be confident in your pricing abilities, right? So we pioneered a system called the Bulletproof CMA. We built a free app that you can use. It's used across North America now. And we do a full deep dive video on the Bulletproof CMA process. And we'll leave a link to that in the video description. But that's lesson number one. What do buyers and sellers really want? You need to identify that before you can help them get it. So remember, buyers want help with their search. They want help getting pre-approved, whether they know it or not, because they need to put themselves in a position where they could act if they find something that they like. And then sellers, we know that they want a price opinion, right? It's the thing that every seller deep down inside really wants to know what their home is worth exactly. And they want to trust that it's accurate information. All right, now that we've demonstrated that your phone skills really don't matter, and now that you've discovered what buyers and sellers are really looking for, in lesson number 2, I'm going to show you how to be perceived as truly valuable, right? So we found that there are 3 key resources, valuable bribes, that's what we like to call them, that you can offer to buyers and sellers that are going to position you as a valuable commodity. And here's what they are. And I'm going to share my screen in order to take you there. All right, the screen is shared. Now I'm going to walk you through the key resources that we've identified that will make you a valuable commodity to the leads that you call on the phone. And if you get these down, they will make you truly irresistible. And that's why we call them the irresistible bribes. So let's just walk through them one by one. So number 1 is the automatic MLS search. And this is just the concept of taking a prospect's search criteria, what they're looking for in a home, right? So bedrooms, bathrooms, but then we go really deep. We go a lot deeper than that. And we also want to find out, do they want a garage? Do they need a fence in the backyard because they've got dogs or whatever, right? So we go really deep on their search criteria, and then we can plug it directly into the MLS. This isn't groundbreaking. This isn't a groundbreaking idea, but we plug it into the MLS and set them up for automatic notifications via both text and email. And I'll show you how we position that during a phone call and make it something that's absolutely irresistible. But we have almost a 100% success rate by pitching this resource. So number 1, the automatic MLS search. Number 2 is the pre-approval connection. So most buyers have no idea that they need this and that this is a valuable resource, but they do, right? So we as realtors know that the buyer process is going to go a lot smoother. It's also going to accelerate and move a lot faster once they get that pre-approval from a lender, right? Most buyers want to leave it until the last possible moment. And so we're able to position it, and I'll show you in lesson number 3 how we can position it, but we're able to position it so that it's something that they want to take care of right now. And that actually speeds up the entire timeline for us, as a realtor that just wants to find clients to help and to close more deals. It speeds everything up once they get that pre-approval connection. And so I'll show you how we do that in just a moment. And then key resource number 3 is the Bulletproof CMA. So anytime you're dealing with a seller or someone that might be selling, the most valuable thing that you can do for them is to tell them what the home is worth or what it would sell for. And so obviously offering a CMA is a great idea, right? The reason why most realtors don't do this or don't do it well is because they don't really have a CMA that they're proud of, right? So you can position this as an absolutely irresistible, valuable resource or a bribe if you have a superior CMA service, right? Like we do. So the Bulletproof CMA is a CMA methodology that my brother Levi and I pioneered and is now used across North America. We've done a deep dive on multiple YouTube videos, and you can check those out. We'll link them in the video description. But I'll show you how I position that in lesson number 3. So these are the simple key resources that will make you an insanely valuable resource or commodity to the leads when you're following up with them, right? And if you have these 3 things, then again, your phone skills absolutely don't matter. You can stutter and bumble your way through a call and still have a high degree of success because you're offering things that they need and that they perceive as valuable. And that brings us to our 3rd and final lesson, the one simple tweak that you can make to your phone call that will literally triple your conversions or triple the number of appointments you're able to set from the initial call. It'll make you a true follow-up master. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen one more time, and I'm going to take you back to the key resources and the irresistible bribes that we covered in lesson number 2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through each one of these key resources and show you how I would position that on a phone call. Just do some simple role play here in the video and show you how I would position that in a live phone call to get somebody to say yes, to convert them into what we consider a bribe success. And so let me just walk through that real quick and you'll see what I mean. So let's talk about the automatic MLS search. So if you're watching this and you've never seen me go through this before, you might be thinking, I don't know, Chris, it doesn't feel very irresistible. Like, who wants an automatic MLS search? Well, my clients do, or my prospects do. So let me show you why. So when I call somebody up, it's the ring, hello. I'll give you a hot tip. If you want to be an absolute master of follow-up, I recommend that you master this tonality. So I want you to use a slow and confused tone when they answer the phone. So they're going to say hello, probably maybe a little abruptly. If you're like me, they don't recognize the phone number. They're a little worried that you're a telemarketer, that kind of thing. So they're going to say hello, and I'm going to say, hi, is this Bob Smith? Right? And it's slow and confused, because what that's going to do is psychologically, it's going to make them want to jump in and help me. Right? And so they're going to say, yes, speaking, who's this? Right? And they're going to put it back because they're still not completely convinced that, I'm safe. And so then I'm going to say, oh, this is Chris Jones. I'm with Guerrilla Realty. I'm a local realtor here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And back to the slow and confused tonality. The reason I'm calling is I noticed that you were interested in one of our listings that we've posted online. It looks like the one that was located at 123 Elm Street. And I think that was it. Anyway, we just have a policy that we always follow up with everybody. We want to make sure that they got all their questions answered and just see if there's anything we can do to help. And that's it. It's sincere, and it's putting the ball in their court, and it's reminding them that I'm not chasing them down in particular. We just do this for everybody, right? And so they feel less threatened. And once we've done that, then they say, oh, I'm all set. And they put up what we call the insurmountable wall, right? We've all hit it, the insurmountable wall. Where do you go from there? The only thing that will ever bust down an insurmountable wall or bust right through it is the irresistible bribe. And so that's what we're going to do here. So if you're using the automatic MLS search as an irresistible bribe, then what I would say then is, yeah, that's no problem. I figured as much. Sounds like you're still early on in the search. There is one thing that might be helpful to you before I let you go, and that's the automatic MLS search. So my team, we have a free service where we can take all of your search criteria, like the dream home that you're looking for, and we can plug it directly into the MLS. So I'm sure that you've been searching Zillow, searching Marketplace, searching Craigslist, and other listing aggregators. But I don't know if you know this, their information is often out of date. So by the time you've seen the listing there, that property may already have multiple offers on it, or may no longer be available. And so what we can do is we can plug your search criteria directly into the MLS, so that the minute that something comes on the market that matches what you're looking for, it'll automatically text you and it'll email you, and it'll give you a jump start. In fact, you're going to know this house is on the market even before most realtors will. So is that something that'd be helpful to you? And approximately 75% of the time, they're going to say yes. And now we're in. We are now perceived as a valuable resource. And we didn't have to be some kind of genius on the phone or have some kind of slick script. We're able to just offer them something valuable, and then they said yes to it. So that's how I position the automatic MLS search. And I bet it's not as dopey as you imagined it would be when you first took a look at it. All right. Then there's the pre-approval connection. Right. So once they've said yes to that, I always follow up with one other. I say, well, there's one other thing I may be able to help you with. All right. Here's the deal. It sounds like you're pretty early in the search. You don't want to be committed to anything just yet. But eventually you are going to find the perfect house, the perfect property for you and your family. And when you do, you're going to want to be prepared to put in an offer. And I'll warn you, I've been doing this for, a couple decades now. I'll warn you, it's always going to come at that moment that is least convenient and is the moment that you least expect it. Right. And when you do, you're going to want to put in an offer. But the problem is, if you're not pre-approved, then no dice. You're not going to be able to put in an offer, or your offer is not going to be taken seriously. So what I always recommend at this stage, and it doesn't commit you to using me as your realtor or anything, I just offer this free service because I'm passionate about helping people buy and sell here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. But I have a connection with the number one lender in all of North Carolina, the sharpest lending team in all of North Carolina. And my personal connection is with Josh Shanley, who's works with Nexa. And so I can refer you to Josh Shanley, and he's absolutely incredible. And the problem is that he doesn't take outside clients, right? So you have no chance of working with him. I mean, he'll shop all the rates, get you the best rate. He's also he can get anybody pre-approved, no matter what your personal situation is. So if you can be approved, he'll get you approved. So anyway, he doesn't take outside clients. So what I can do, though, because he always takes referrals from me, is if I were to give him your information, I could have him call you in the next hour, if that'd be helpful. But that's like your one chance. So he'll call you, and then usually he can get you pre-approved, or at least a initial pre-approval within 15 minutes, just after a short conversation with you. And then you can work on the credit application, which is also super easy. But it'll get you pre-approval. Typically at this stage, there's, it doesn't even touch your credit score, just a soft pull. And, but it'll make sure that what you need, what are the next steps when you get to that stage. And that way you're just prepared. And you're probably, over prepared. You're prepared way ahead of time. But that's that's a service that we offer. So can I do that? Can I put you in touch with Josh Shanley? They say yes. And the cool thing about the pre-approval, and this happens about 30% of calls I'm able to convert into a pre-approval. The great thing about a pre-approval, and you guys know this, is once they get pre-approved, it accelerates everything. So it's almost as they get pre-approved for $400,000. It's like they got $400,000 burning a hole in their pocket. And so they get more serious about the listings that they're looking for. They're more serious about maybe going and doing a showing or two. And that's when we're able to book an appointment and meet. And that's when we convert them into a client and then put an offer in on something. But everything accelerates from the moment that they get pre-approved. So that's how I position the pre-approval connection. Really easy. And by the way, we have scripts you can download. There'll be a link in the video description, but all these scripts are available at callster.io. And shortly you'll be able to even practice on those scripts with an AI agent. So then number 3 is the bulletproof CMA. So this one's really easy. I always like to take every buyer and try to turn it into a seller opportunity, because remember, 54% of all buyers are either going to be upgrading, downsizing, relocating, but they're going to be selling a home, right? 54% of all buyers. That's what the stats say. And so when I get a buyer who's responded to one of my marketplace ads, or I got them off of Zillow or whatever, the first thing I'm going to ask them is very simple. So once I know who they are and they put up that insurmountable wall, I'm going to say, okay, no problem. But before I let you go, I wanted to ask, whenever you eventually find the home that you're going to buy, are you going to be listing your current home for sale, or will you be keeping it? And the scripting is very important, but it gets an honest answer every time. And remember, 46% of the time, they're going to tell you they're an investor, or they're currently living in mom's basement. They got nothing to sell. 54% of the time, they're going to tell you, Chris, We're not rich. I can't afford 2 mortgages. We just want to find a replacement home before we even think about listing our current home for sale. And that is the way that the typical buyer's brain works. Realtors always get it backwards. We want to list that home for sale and then go find them something. But human psychology doesn't work like that. So when they do that, now I'm going to hit them with the bulletproof CMA because I have a superior CMA process. And again, there'll be a link to a video in the description, but I recommend that you check out our bulletproof CMA methodology. It's phenomenal and you're going to love it. So because I'm confident that our CMA is superior to everybody else in town, it's really easy for me to do what comes next. And that is, since you're eventually going to be selling one day, maybe not soon, but one day, we have a free service that might be helpful to you. So we offer something called the Bulletproof CMA. It is a 50-point in-depth analysis of exactly what your home would sell for. It's every bit as accurate as a professional appraisal. Only difference is appraisals costs, over $1,000 these days, and can take 3 weeks to come back. And we do this for free, and we can have it done for you within 24 hours. And of course, the best part is it doesn't obligate you to list with us. This is just something we do for free because we are passionate about helping people buy and sell here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So would that be helpful to know what your home would sell for? And boom, 100% of the time I've got a seller on the line, they tell me yes. And now you've got a verified, legit CMA request. Somebody you know is going to be selling soon has now asked you, the expert, what is my home worth? What would it sell for if I were going to do it? And so you make that one tiny tweak, right? So when you hit that insurmountable wall, which you're going to do every single time you're dealing with an internet lead, you just hit them with one of these three bribes, these key resources. Those are the 3 scripts or the talk tracks that we use. If you hit them with one of those 3, you can do the math, but basically you have like a 2/3 chance that you're going to end up with a successful bribe call, which is going to parlay into either an appointment or at least another phone call. So there you go. Okay, that's it. You now have all the tools you need to be a true master of follow-up. You know what buyers and sellers really want? Now go get on the phone and offer it to them, no strings attached. Before you know it, you'll have clients begging to work with you because you're a rare and valuable commodity. Don't forget, I do a full 1-hour training on this exact topic entitled Raw Lead Conversion, and it comes with a full download of all the tools and resources I mentioned in this video. You can get the training for free. All you have to do is like this video, share it with a friend, and then comment shared below, and I'll send you a private link directly to the training. And please subscribe to our channel because we're close to hitting the next big subscriber milestone, and we need your help. Look, we've doubled our real estate business 3 times since 2019. If you want the full breakdown, exact scripts, step-by-step processes, and our brand new tool, drop a comment below.
No gimmicks, no paywalls. We're sending it completely free because we know it works.
Just type "send it" in the comments and we'll get it to you ASAP.
And if this was helpful, stick with us. We're dropping more strategies twice a week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next.